How's it going, guys? My name is Miranda.
I am Molly.
And welcome to a brand new show that we are calling... Ooh, I'm like excited.
I know.
It's an exciting time. What is Smut Giggles, you might ask? Good question. Molly?
You know, it's a podcast about books. It's a lot of romance.
Romance.
Yeah. And giggles. Is it in the book? Is it giggles from us?
Probably us. I will say when I'm reading these books, I'm reading them usually at night, and James is next to me, and I just start laughing. So giggles.
What
was our first book?
The first book. We wanted to do something holiday themed for all of you. A little bit of fun. So Halloween is our first one. We are doing the classic Ex-Hex, which I think most people watching have probably read or for sure have at least heard of.
I guess to preface this too, these are not my typical books. Normally stay in the realm of like high fantasy, sci-fi.
I read a lot of smut. I would say thrillers and smut, those are like my two go-tos. So from us, that's what you can expect from our reviews. Miranda is coming from a lens where she does not read these books often, which is why I think she's probably giggling more at night. And I read a lot of them, so that's where I'm coming from in terms of my reviews.
It's going to be great. Let's get started.
Yeah. Do you want to start off with the synopsis, or do you want me to?
You take it. Take it away.
Okay.
This is your thing. Ex-Hex.
Thank you.
It's your thing, girl.
Thank you. So, for those who haven't read it, it is basically about a woman named Vivi. It starts back when she is in college. She meets a hot European,
Welsh.
Not from the country you'd expect. Yeah, Welsh. Some interesting things happen from Welsh. Yep. So,
sorry, he's Welsh from Wales.
Yes. So she meets this hot man while she's in college in this small town. He happens to be from the family that founded the town, so kind of prestigious. And both of them happen to be witches. While their romance is short-lived, something happens between them. She gets mad. And even though her aunt always tells her not to mix vodka in witchcraft, she does in fact mix vodka in witchcraft and basically ends up cursing him.
Yep.
And doesn't realize it until he comes back to said small town 8 years later. Once she figures this out, now her and her ex have to now work together to solve the curse that's not only on him, but also that's affecting the magic of the entire town. And of course, chaos ensues from there.
We'll get into the whole curse thing because I had questions and was very confused a few times.
For those of you who are into like, what are the tropes, you just want to know right away. Of course, it's an ex, so it's definitely a second chance romance. Definitely small town romance. I'm going to say it's a little bit of enemies to lovers because they're technically exes who start off pretty angry at each other, but I would not say it lasts very long and there's not a lot of yearning. So if that's a big thing for you, you want like true enemies, that's not what this is. But it definitely has a lighter take on we don't get along, we don't want to like each other.
Nope. I don't want to get too spoilery yet, but I have a few things about all that I'm going to be like, okay. Initial thoughts of the book.
So for me, I would say I'm not that picky, so I tend to always rate books higher than other people. So take my specific rating with a grain of salt. For me, this was a solid 3 out of 5.
Which is really low for Molly.
My average rating is like a 4.5 for most books. I would say the 3 comes more because the plot was fun. It has some really good witchy fall cozy vibes, so I enjoyed that. But the smut was pretty low. The plot wasn't super baked out, so although I liked the idea of it and I wanted to know how it ended, it was a little like hit or miss in terms of the writing and what we're doing with that. So for me it was a 3, but what about for you?
Not so solid 2. I would say there's got to be worse things to read. If it was that bad, I can't read it.
Yeah, like, you didn't DNF it, so that's at least something.
Yeah, I've definitely disqualified other books that I've tried, so it definitely wasn't like the worst thing. But maybe it was just all the contradicting that kept happening.
Yes.
Because I would read it and then I'd get to the next page and I'd be like, what? And then I'd go back and be like, no, I read that right.
Yes.
And
I would agree with that. I did 100% constantly go back and forth to make sure I didn't skip a page.
Yeah.
Because I was confused at how something would change so fast.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. This guy. In one scene, he's like talking about, oh yeah, I've had much more serious relationships since her. And then the next like paragraph, he's talking about how she's the one that got away. And I was like, wait, Whiplash. Probably not the best book to start for that kind of genre. Like
I'll get her some better ones, you guys, I promise. So 2 and 3.
2 and 3, which isn't the best start. I did giggle a lot, so that in itself gets itself a point for that.
Plenty of reviews if you go on Fable, if you go on Goodreads. Like, people have rated it much higher as well, so I think it really comes down to what you're looking for. Low spice, cozy, witchy, like, you will absolutely love this book. It's an easy read, not too hard to get through.
No.
It is an open door romance, but barely.
I would say there was more smut implied than was written, and a lot of it was like just making out, and to me that's a high school thing, and these are adult.
They do make out in a library, so like you can't get
that's
much
true.
more high school than that.
That is very high school, so I never made out in the library.
I didn't either, but
it seems like a high school
they
thing,
do in
right?
the CW, so clearly it's a high school thing. You should definitely keep that part in.
This part of the episode is going to get a little spoilery. So if you want to read this book and don't want to get spoiled, go read the book and then come back, because we got things to say, we're funny, and I really would love people's opinions.
Agreed. We need to know if you agree with us, and if you don't, we also want to hear it.
We really want, like, all the comments. So, that being said, it's time for the spoiler time. And, you know, in this book specifically, one of the very first things they say is...
Don't mix vodka and witchcraft. Everyone knows that.
Everybody knows that. So, obviously, I'm going to... Bartender! Thank you.
Thank you, bartender.
Let's get to it. Okay.
That's good.
I have a really good bartender. I love you.
I love you.
Molly.
Yes.
What do you want me to cover first?
The hard part is there's so many things. Maybe let's start with just like the initial
curse.
Yeah, like how we got there, because that already has a lot of issues.
Yes, and I did kind of say in the earlier part of the video that there's a lot of contradicting and just not good plot.
Yeah, there's really no better way to say it.
And maybe we missed something.
But I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. But please let us know if we did. So basically the curse happens because these young 19, 20-year-old, you know, they're having a really hot and spicy fling during the summer months. And
not spicy in writing.
Not spicy in writing, just
what we assume.
what is implied. A lot of that actually in this book is implied.
Yes.
Smut, not a lot written. So they have just had coitus, and they are cuddling naked in his bed, and he just casually goes, oh, by the way, I have to go home. I have to go deal with this betrothal. And, rightly so, Vivi's like,
excuse you?
Pause. What do you mean? We've been together for 3 months at this time.
Long enough that this probably should have come up at some point.
Probably. She storms out and is upset, goes and gets drunk with her cousin, and then they curse him because they're drunk, but like they're doing it kind of jokingly.
Yes.
I would say therapeutically.
Yes, like she's just taken like a sad girl bath with candles. She's been drinking. It's not like they're using a spell book. They don't think that anything is actually coming out of this curse. They're not like using like real magical language, and we'll get to the types of things that they include in their curse.
Yes, they're great.
Yeah,
They're
not like evil. They're not like cursing him. They're just trying to have fun and like say things.
I don't know. There's a pretty evil one in here.
Well, maybe not for him, but for
other
those
women
he might be with.
Yeah, no. I would say the witchiest part of the curse was them lighting some candles. They were clearly like, let's get the vibe going and then we'll curse
100%.
him. But remember, they are witches. And they've drank vodka. And you're not supposed to do that. So I do have highlighted some things they cursed him with.
Please
So
share.
I want to share with the class. Goddess, we beseech you that this man shall never again darken Vivi's door, nor her vagina.
Classic.
That's a good one.
Everyone uses that one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't want you near my door or my vagina.
No.
We beseech you that he never again uses his dimples for evil against unsuspecting maidens. They talk about his dimples and his hair all the time.
It's
Apparently
very frequent.
Very hot. This one. Goddess, we beseech you to make sure his hair never does that thing again. You know the thing we mean.
It does the thing.
They reference that
The whole book.
the whole time.
The whole book.
It's kind of like, what is it doing?
It's hair.
They never really talk about what it's actually doing, but she just says, oh, it's doing the hair thing. What is the hair thing?
Literally anything.
I don't know. I really don't know.
And we'll get into that later, too, because that's part of our issue, is that is in the curse. And as you know now, he does, in fact, become cursed when he comes back to town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But his hair is fine the whole time.
Whole time.
Only parts of the curse work.
Only parts of the
curse.
curse.
But we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second because I do have one more thing that they cursed. And this one, I think, is probably the most evil thing for those around him.
Yeah.
Goddess, we beseech you to make him the sort of man who will forever think the clitoris is exactly 1/3 of an inch away from where it actually is. True evil.
Evil.
That is like just
That is not a girl's girl right there.
No, not at all. I gotta say, not at all. The curse doesn't always.
It doesn't always work.
So when eventually they do the devil's tango, they're in his bed in the city.
Yeah.
And apparently
so it's like, why
good.
didn't the curse work then?
Yeah.
Oh wait, but she hadn't cursed him yet.
At that point.
Oh, you mean later?
Later
in the book. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And apparently it's good.
Yeah. So what part of the curse is even accurate?
I don't know. It affects the town more than
it affects him. It's more like the other thing too. The majority of the curse, as assuming most of you who are still watching have read the book, the majority of the curse is like trying to kill him. Like things are almost falling on him. That was never a part of the curse language. So maybe the whole point of it is that nothing she said actually happened. It was just the words of "I curse you" that happened, and that's why nothing relates.
Maybe.
But then again, it's not like very clear ever, and that's the problem. It's not like, oh, the curse that I specifically laid out, somehow I did something curse-like to him and the town, but it only started happening when he comes back to town, which also doesn't make sense because if the curse was also affecting the town, you'd think that the town would have been affected before that.
Yeah, somehow they're connected, and yes, they are. Like their magic, his family's magic is what I guess keeps the town alive. I was a little confused about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ley lines.
Yeah, which I get, but like she's cursing him and his family. I don't know about you, but to me that doesn't mean I'm cursing this town, but it doesn't curse the town until they return to the town. It was like, okay, like she set up the lock and key, cursing the key, but it didn't work until he came back. It was a little...
Yeah, and I'm due... To be clear with all of you, it's been a minute since we've read this book. I am remembering now that the town wasn't cursed until he tried to power up the ley line. So it's because like he being cursed touches it.
Okay.
But even then,
that's true.
They already determined that he was cursed by that point.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why they thought that would be a smart idea to even go attempt to do something like that.
Yeah.
When he had already been like almost knocked down by like a head of a statue and it rained on him and a bunch of other things happened. Like he almost got driven off a cliff. And he's like, you know what we should do? I should try to go power up the ley lines that power up our entire city.
Well, that's why he went there, because that's like every once in a while that they have to go back and
exactly. That's why he came back to town.
Yep. I guess you can get away with the fact that he didn't really use a lot of magic. There's another thing in this book that bothered the heck out of me.
Yes.
This is witches. They don't use magic ever. And then when they make a comment about like, oh, I'm a witch, I'm like, yeah, you don't use magic.
True.
Like,
and even more so, like the main character, she has kind of a reason. She didn't grow up with magic. Her mom, who is of course also a witch, but is not like a part of this book, she didn't want her to grow up with it, so she lived like a normal life. She didn't practice. She didn't really even like learn about witchy things until later in college when she moves to this town and lives with her cousin and her aunt. And there's comments where people talk about like, oh, you never use your magic, or like, oh, she's a teacher at the local school, but she teaches on the human side, not the secret witch side. So it's brought up a lot that she doesn't tap into that.
Yep.
But none of the other witches in the book also ever use magic.
Never.
Besides like a little thing here or there, but it's not like there's really any true like, oh, we do spells all the time or we do this or that. Like the biggest spell they do is like cloaking the back of the store that they own so people don't wander in it, which is like you could also just put a sign that says don't come in here and it'd be the same thing.
It'd be the same thing. Like, you know, it's just like, hey, employees only. Most people in society know not to enter that.
Yes.
It's essentially that, but like more magic.
Yeah.
That's really the big thing. And then of course there's that scene where they talk to the ghost.
Yes.
But that's a whole seance thing, and that's another thing. So, you know, Vivi's like not using magic at all, and we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but like she's suddenly like powerful enough to do this really complex spell, and I'm like, okay. But no, I wanted to get back to our good old boy Reese.
We don't know. What do you think? R-H-Y-S. Reese? Rise? Riz?
I'm going to call him Riz.
He doesn't have any.
He has none, but that's why it's funny. They don't write him as, like, stupid. Like, they write him as a very successful, you know, and that's another thing. He's very successful at his job, and he's not cursed, clearly.
Yeah.
He mentions that he has been in a very serious relationship before, so he's like, yeah, I had a summer fling. But then, like, the next page, he's like, the one that got away. And it's like...
He, like, romanticizes everything about their relationship, but it never mentions that he's ever thought about her, really, over the last 8 years. Yep. He never tries to call her. Yep. He never tries to come back, even after this whole betrothal, which is what starts the whole conflict. Yeah. And also, to be clear, one thing that we were talking about off camera here is that the betrothal is not even an engagement. It's like a setup to be engaged. It's not like he was engaged. He didn't know the woman. He was not cheating on anybody with the main character. Nope. And he also mentions that it's like really common for witches to do so. So even though our main character, as we said,
she wasn't raised that way.
She wasn't raised that way, so she wouldn't know. Her aunt and her cousin definitely should have been like, oh yeah, totally makes sense that you're hurt because he didn't tell you about it for 3 months. But this is super common, and his whole reason of telling her is that he's going to go tell his dad he's not going to do it. Yeah. But for someone who claims that it's the one that got away, you'd think he'd go back home, break it off, and then, like, come back or at least call her and explain and try to win her back. But no, he just goes about his life, and if his dad, who is the one that told him he had to go back to the town, he would never have come back otherwise. Correct. So he's in love with her, one that got away, but never did a single thing to try to actually get back to her. So that doesn't really line up. It doesn't line up at all. And then, you know, the fact that he is, like, this is late in the book where he finds out that he broke her heart. That scene, I like closed my Kindle, put it down, and just went, oh my God. Because this man... The last thing he remembers is that she was really upset when she left because he was like, I told her a completely normal thing in my head. Gotta go stop a betrothal. Didn't contact her afterwards. They just had like a really good fling. Yep, never apologized, never called her. No, nothing never tried to reach out to her, even though this is the love of his life. And then when he finds out like he broke her heart, he's just like, I broke your heart? And it's like, don't put on that innocent little voice. What are you talking about? Literally. Dude. Especially considering that he also apparently has been in love with her this whole time. Yeah, this whole time. So, like, why would you be surprised that she also felt the same way and was so upset that she was willing to pretend but then actually curse you? Okay, we're past this, dude. Like, you should be aware. Because he even says, like, oh, she probably hates me at some point. I don't remember exactly where. Yeah. But he mentions that a few times. Again, like, it's contradictory. Like, he's surprised, but also the entire book, like, she starts off being really cold to him. Mm-hmm. This is where we talked about earlier. It's, like, the very light enemies to lovers because they're both trying to, like, kind of be mad at each other. They're trying to pretend that they don't immediately have intense feelings for each other again. They're trying to be like, I'm an adult now. I've grown as a person, and neither one of them have. At all. The main character's cousin is also making snide remarks towards him. So there's no reason why he shouldn't know that she's mad, upset, broke her heart. Like, it's made very clear by multiple characters the entire book.
Very clear.
We've been thinking of, like, the plot long term. Again, we've kind of talked to you all. Again, you've read the book. They cursed the town on accident because she accidentally cursed him. So the whole time they're trying to solve this curse. Not only does the plot feel rushed towards the end, but there are several times where we talk about the spice level being low.
Yeah.
But the worst part of it isn't just that the spice is low, unless that's your thing, which is totally fine. But there are parts where it's like we're on a race against the clock. If we don't solve this before a certain time, then it's going to be like this forever. We're going to lose all the magic. Like, everyone in town could die. Mm-hmm. But they just take, like, several days to just, like, have sex with each other or make out. And, like, they don't look for a solution. They don't ask anyone for help. He doesn't tell his dad, who's, like, a person that they are pretty sure would have an answer to this problem. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's been 3 days. We should probably, like, get back to that curse thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, nothing about the plot makes sense because it's both rushed at the end, but also there's, like, this long break where they don't even try to solve the main issue. It just doesn't,
Yeah.
Maybe I do rate it a 2. I don't know. The more we're talking about it, I'm like, maybe 3 actually was too high. The execution of the plot wasn't perfect for me, but the plot itself was fun. I like the fact that there's, like, a curse on the town. Crazy things are happening. I like when they have, you know, like all the little toys in the shop on the Halloween, like, come to life. Like, there's things like that I found funny and entertaining and cute. I just don't think it was executed well.
No, I would agree. It's not like a lot happened.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt rushed, but it was like the toys came to life and were attacking patrons and during the Halloween party, or was it Halloween?
Yeah, it was like the Founders Day, Halloween celebration.
And so but like, it didn't stay that way. Like, they were able to stop them, and then like there was a couple, like 2 other things really.
Yeah, I think the ghost was the biggest thing.
Yeah. V and Rise Riz is their thing is getting them into small spaces.
Yes.
Because that apparently makes them go, all right, take your clothes off.
Guess we have to do it every time. First one was at the library, I think was the first time.
Yep.
The one that you're referencing, they're trying to find this ghost, get her into a ghost candle.
Yep.
But they end up having to be kind of like locked in a little closet together, and they touch each other for 2 seconds and are like, oh God, I guess we should give in.
But what's really uncomfortable is like during that, one of her students, so they're in the closet, and one of her students brings a girl to the house they're in, and he's trying to get, you know, with this other girl, and they're in the closet listening to this, and they're getting horny because they're sitting close to each other.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay,
gross.
Guys, this is like weird. And then
it is weird.
Yeah, it's just,
and because when they start in the that sounds weird. Not when they start in the closet. When the scene starts with them in the closet, they're like, "Oh, I hope that my student and this girl go away. I hope they don't start having sex. Like, this would be really gross, yada yada yada." But then the minute they like touch each other on their shoulder, they're like, "Ooh, but should we actually also have sex?"
Yeah. Doesn't he like bite her shoulder and groan or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the exact phrasing was something like, he got like as close to my neck as he could without actually touching it, and he's just like resting it there for a while, which seems very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure there's like a big height difference between them two. Mm-hmm. Which of course there is.
They imply that he's, you know, he's the stereotypical 6'4",
blue eyes, finance.
Yeah.
That was a joke for those who caught it. He's not in finance.
Yeah, no, he's like the stereotypical, obviously he's really tall and hot.
We should find a Short King book.
We should find a Short King book. Recommend just a Short King book.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my husband is 6'4".
Yeah, he is.
So I am biased. I do clearly like them tall. He's a tall guy.
He is. Anyways, check out our podcast. So recently.
Sex scenes we haven't got to yet because they're few and far between and not very good.
I mean, maybe I'm not remembering. Like you've mentioned, it's been a while since we read this book. When maybe that's a bad sign that I don't remember any sex scenes. I remember references. I'm pretty sure at one point it stated his cock eagerly followed.
And like, do you not just picture him just like running behind her? Because that's what I picture when I read something like that.
I picture.
Oh God.
I
I shouldn't have asked.
I picture him kind of like thrusting out and walking after her
Because the penis is eagerly following.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
picture.
not even in his control anymore.
No, it's like pulling him.
Yeah, like a magnet. He's like, what's taken over?
Oh no,
I must find her.
Yeah, that's literally what
I love that. Actually, that's funny.
No, that's not it. But like what you picture is probably more accurate. Like, oh my God, like oh. Anyways, so that's the only sex part.
Yeah.
Because
it's a lot more of implications and like euphemisms and things like that. Most of the scenes are just like, oh, we shouldn't. I hate him. I love him. God. We make out and that's it. And then the next scene is them having sex in a bedroom, in a bed, which is like
kind of boring.
Kind of standard. They imply that they have sex several more times after that, but it's not like scenes or description. It's just like, oh, we haven't left the house in days. Again, when they should have been solving the curse that's going to potentially kill everybody.
Yeah, potentially kill everybody and him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and him. That's the thing is he will die.
He's going to die if they don't solve this. But instead of like figuring that out, they're like, it's fine. Take your pants off.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't know. I understand rekindling something and there's a lot of feelings there, but I'm pretty sure that if I realized I loved this person and I wanted to do many different things with that person, I might try to like make sure they stay alive first. Like that might still somehow be a priority for me.
I mean, same. They're acting, I think another thing I didn't like is they're acting like teenagers. And I get it. Young, they're like rekindling something.
Yeah. They're still 30. We're 30s.
Yeah.
We're babies. We're children.
We're just children. But if I found out that if I don't solve something or he dies, I'm like, put your pants back on.
Yeah.
Like, we're figuring this out.
Yeah, like this is serious stakes. This isn't like CW Hallmark. If we don't solve this, we're not going to win the baking competition or something like that. Like, this is death.
He is going to die. It is implied heavily all the time. They're reminding each other of it all the time. Like, he's gonna die. But then they turn around and make out. And it's like, guys.
Get it together.
It'd be different if it was like if in the book they wrote like explicit sex scenes too. Because then it'd be like, okay, this is clearly a smut book.
Yes.
And they're clearly just like, we're too horny for anything. But it's like they don't, it's just implied.
Yeah, they interrupt the plot for not real sex scenes.
Yes.
Ignore everything that's happening and then go back to the plot. And that's why I think the plot we talk about is so rushed.
Yep.
Because instead of using certain pages to fill out plot, somewhere between open and closed door sex scenes, very low spice level.
Very low.
And then it's like, oh my gosh, we have 50 pages of the book left and we have to solve like 30 different things with this curse. Let's go. And then it ends and you're like, oh.
All right.
It's over.
It's over.
That was really fast.
I guess you guys can probably guess what our spice level rating is. It is a very flimsy one.
Very flimsy.
Very flimsy. That pepper is not hard at all.
Nope.
It is
soft.
It is unwashed and soft.
I don't know where she's getting that from. I'm just going to say it's a soft pepper. I'm going to leave it there.
Left out of the fridge. And so it's soft and just a little wrinkly. You know, when it gets a little like overripe.
Yep. Can you tell that she's a visual storyteller?
I just see things differently.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, it's a one. It's a one.
It can only get better from here.
Exactly.
We have already started our Thanksgiving book, so that will be coming soon, followed by, of course, a Christmas romance book.
Molly's super excited for the Christmas one.
I am. Favorite holiday by far. We have a couple picked out, but curious to hear from you if you have a good Christmas smut book, and I do mean smutty. I don't need it to be crazy spicy, but something that's better than this one would be amazing. Please send us your recommendations. Leave us comments. We want to know if there's something you already read that you want to see us review, because we would like to read a well-reviewed book.
Yes, if you have any recommendations, please let us know in the comments. If there's a book that you highly recommend or want to see us read and react to, even better. Like, if there's a book out there that you're like, oh, this is really funny, or this is so bad, they're going to be loving it.
Even if it's not a holiday series, that's what we're starting with. But if there's just any smut books, any romance books that you want us to take a look at, let us know. As I mentioned at the beginning, I do read smut quite often.
Yes.
I read a lot of books outside of our podcasts that are smut related. So
Yes.
send anything and I will add them to my list either way.
She sends me the books to read. She's like, these are our next books. And I go, cool.
Yes. I get to do all the fun research.
Yes.
For the romance books.
I just do the camera stuff.
It's a lot of work too, actually.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we end the video?
I think, again, like my final thoughts for those, if you've already read it, great. For those of you who I know have stuck around who haven't read it and you're just still kind of wondering, what should I do? If you are reading it for the plot or for the spice, may not be your favorite, but if you really just want like a cozy fall witchy vibes book, this definitely will hit the mark there.
It is
as
cozy.
long as you're not one of those people who really digs into the plot to be like, oh, this doesn't make sense. If you can kind of let it go and just enjoy the experience.
If you can read the book and just not think about it,
You'll love it.
if you just want a book that has like a fun like Halloween town-ish vibe, that's it. That's that's
Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town,
Yeah.
Bewitched, like cute, witchy. It's definitely hits the mark there.
It is cozy. Yeah, I would give that, and that's why I got at least one star. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe because we will be doing this more, and I got more videos coming for you. Not just book reviews, but some sketches as well.
Thank you so
This is
much.
so
This is
fun.
our first one, so it's really exciting for us.
Yeah.
Also, feedback on the podcast. If there's other things that you want us to talk about, things that you liked, let us know so that we can change things for the future.
Yep.
And keep an eye out. Our next series will be for Thanksgiving. We are going to be reading A Match Made for Thanksgiving. It's in, I believe, Holidays with the Wongs series. There's a couple books about a bunch of brothers. So if you haven't read it, feel free to read it, and you can watch the review with us at the same time that you are doing your own review.
Yeah.
Or just come unprepared and you can see what we think.
Come unprepared, and we will sell it to you or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See you guys in the next video. Bye.